the unfolding coronavirus a global pandemic. With more than 118,000 cases across 114 countries. Cases continue to emerge with at least 122 Australians infected.
Ring around the rosy, pocket full of roses, and swish, roll down.
Today, Australia is at a standstill. Normally, Sydney is bustling workers, family and tourists. Now, there are public health orders in place which restrict people from leaving their home unless for essential purpose. Most of the places have reduced staffing level. Restaurants are bare. Iconic interactions are usually quiet. There is a strain on national supply chains, particularly importing products such as face masks and hand sanitizer. Tourism will normally flock to the iconic Sydney Harbour. Tourism in 2018 to 2019 generated 3.1% of Australians' GDP, or a sum of $16.8 billion with bans on international arrivals in Australia. The industry has taken a significant hit. Many hospitality and retail workers have lost their job or had a drastic reduction in hours. The hospitality sector accounts for 8% of the Australian workforce. And as it stands, 43% of businesses in hospitality have stood down staff on unpaid leave. Businesses and educational institutions have shifted to online meeting and lesson delivery. 40% of businesses have changed the way they deliver goods and service. For example, many retail stores are offering online ordering only. With more time to themselves, individuals have changed to get outside and be active, focusing on their physical and mental health. Families and friends are spending more time with one another, spending time outdoor together, reconnecting via online video chat, and learning new skills.
In most cities, sidewalks are not set up for social distancing, yet that will be a norm for some time. To give people some space, cities like Madrid, Seattle, and Toronto are turning roads into walkways. Reggie Cicchini explains.
Social distancing. Social distancing.
Easy to say, much more difficult to practice. For decades, the car has been king of the earth jungle, but COVID-19 has now ended the reign.
People all over Oakland are walking and biking in streets that they normally would not.
In Auckland, the sidewalk have spread out onto 119 kilometers of closed street, while in New York City is retrofitting some of its iconic thoroughfares.
You need streets open so people can walk.
Cities are very quickly adapting how the streets are used from primarily being really for cars to being places for people, which is what we need more than ever. Thinking about public spaces not as something that's frivolous, but rather as essential to creating good urbanism and great density, that's where we need to go in the future.
And with social distancing playing a large role in that future, a safe space to practice it is all but essential. Amid the COVID-19 recession and a strict movement control order, unemployment in Malaysia has hit a 27-year high. The Merdeka Center say 5 to 8% more Malaysia will fall into poverty because of the pandemic. There is as many as 2.4 million people. Who are these new poor? As more businesses close, how many Malaysia will be left jobless?
We're here tonight to help look for our street friends. There's about 474 packets of food.
Kishora Soup Kitchen is run by volunteers who feed the homeless in KL.
The situation before pandemic is very different. We are seeing a lot of poor people, no doubt about it. But after MCO, we are seeing more and more people becoming more struggled.
I think for the most part, the Malaysian government realizes the extent of the problem. And I think they are trying to be quite prudent in the way that they are trying to address it. The question now is whether or not all of these efforts is enough to counter factors that are beyond the control of the Malaysian government, which is the global economy and also the strength of the country's trading partners.
In December 2019, the Chinese authorities notified the world that the virus was spreading through their communities. In the following months, it spread to the other countries with cases doubling within days. This virus is a severe acute respiratory syndrome, related coronavirus to that causes the disease called Covid-19 and everyone simply called coronavirus. This simply means two things, not getting infected and not infecting others. Although it sounds trivial, the very best thing you can do is to wash your hands. The soap is actually a powerful tool. The coronavirus is encased with is basically a layer of fat. Soap breaks that fat apart and leave it unable to infect you. It also makes your hands slippery, and with the mechanical motion of washing, viruses are ripped away. To do it properly, wash your hand as you have just cut up some jalapenos and want to put in your contactless snacks. The next thing is social distancing, which is not a nice experience but a nice thing to do. This means no hugging, no handshake. If you can stay at home, just stay at home to protect those who need to be out for society, to function from doctor to cashier or police officer. You depend on all of them. They depend on you to not get sick. On a larger level, there are quarantines, which can mean different things from travel restriction or actual orders to stay at home. Quarantines are not great to experience and certainly not popular, but they by us and specialists and research working on medication and vaccination. Crucial time. So, if you are under quarantine, you should understand why and respect it. None of this is fun, but looking at the big picture, it is a really small price to pay. The question of how pandemic end depends on how they start. If they start fast with a steep slope, they end badly. If they start slow with a not so steep slope, they end okay. And in this day and age, it really is in all of our hands, literally and figuratively.